Hello, benchwarmers, and welcome back to another 2020 NFL AFC East prediction. We are 2 weeks away, and this video and one more team to do for my predictions. And then after that, I will be going through my playoff predictions based off my entire season predictions, so I'm very excited about that. But right now, we're going into the AFC East third place Miami Dolphins, who got a lot of guys in free agency. They were kind of the Browns of this offseason, where the Browns just won last year's offseason by getting so many guys and then underperformed. I think the Dolphins are going to do the same thing, where they just got so many guys, but they're going to underperform because they're not in it to win it yet. Where the Browns were all in it to win it, seemed like the perfectly fit, put together team. The Dolphins, they drafted a quarterback, and they're going to sit him, at least for most of the season. So they're not in win now mode until maybe next year, maybe the year after that. So they're still, their goal is basically beat the division rivals and, win games to prove we can. But they're not going to for a Super Bowl this year. Now let's just go over some of their, I'll go over all of their free agent acquisitions that, happened during free agency, and nothing, I'm not going over any trades because not too much really happened. So, Byron Jones from the Cowboys, cornerback, good signing. Kyle Van Noy, linebacker. Jordan Howard, running back, I think that was good. Emmanuel Ogbah, defensive end, pretty good. Shaq Lawson, defensive end. Eric Flowers, offensive lineman, I don't know about that one. Clayton Fejedelem? I don't know how to pronounce that, but he's safety. Ted Karras, center. Camus Grugier Hill, linebacker. Landon Roberts, linebacker. Adrian Colbert, safety. That's a lot of guys. They really stacked up on linebackers. They really trying to get that defense better. And I think their defense is going to be pretty okay this year, honestly. Now, with it being a weird year and only a month of actual practice and training camp and no preseason, this year it might not start off too hot. Might not end too hot. I think it's going to take them a while to put it together. What I'm hoping for is Josh Rosen beats out Fitzpatrick, because they plan on playing one of those two instead of Tua this year. So I'm really hoping Josh Rosen just kicks ass. And then Dolphins have to choose Josh Rosen or Tua. I think they'll go with Tua because they drafted Tua. But I want Josh Rosen to ball out. I really do. But I'm kind of going with the assumption that Fitzpatrick's starting. And this assumption is with Fitzpatrick starting the whole season. So, with that being said, the first 8. Win. Oh, looking pretty good. But then, L. So you start off with a 3-win streak. Hopes are pretty high up because you not only do you beat 3 teams in a row, 2 of them are division rivals, and they are the 2 top division rivals. They were top of the division last year and the year before. Or was it the year before? I don't remember the year before. I blacked out that year. Something happened 2018. We don't talk about 2018. Just like we won't talk about 2020 next year. But the Dolphins, they beat the Patriots week 1 in Gillette. Feeling pretty good. They beat the Bills week 2. 2 division rivals. The top 2 division rivals right now. Back to back. You beat them. Pretty good. Feeling good. Then you kind of go to Jacksonville and beat them. You should. You're expected to. And you kind of, you lose to the Seahawks. Understandable. You lose to the 49ers. Understandable. You lose to the Broncos. Okay, now we lost 3 in a row. What's going on here? Wait, we just lost to the Chargers. Lost to the Rams. Okay, 4-0. Or 0-4. You lost 4 games in a row after winning 3 in a row. But you know what? You still could come back. You kind of had that thought. But the reasoning for the Patriots, kind of gave that in the Patriots video. Dolphins always win. They always somehow find a way to win at least one game against the Pats. And I think this is the year that they do it week 1. With the Bills, still kind of early in the season, can catch anyone off guard. You do that with the Bills. Again, Jacksonville, you should win. But maybe Minshew Mania takes over. Losing the Seahawks, 49ers, those teams are just better. They're going to be top of the NFC. Losing to the Broncos, they're going to have a really good offense and a pretty good defense. I think the Dolphins might be able to keep up better than some people might expect, but the Broncos are still going to pull it out because Drew Lock, real deal. Chargers, once again, same as the Broncos, pretty good. They got a better defense, better offense. Quarterback, bit of a question mark. If they stick with Tyrod, I think they win. If they stick with Herbert, I think it could go either way. The Rams, I think they're a dumpster fire. They're in a lot of trouble with their personnel, but I still think they're better than the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins could possibly pull this out, though. They possibly could. But yeah, so you start off 3-0, feeling great. Then you drop 5 in a row. I can't count. It was 0-5, not 0-4. So now you're kind of thinking, okay, maybe we'll win these next ones. So let's go with the second half of the season. Bad L to the Jets. Bye week, win. L. 4-12. It's like you didn't do anything. I'm so sorry. The Dolphins did improve a lot, but it's going to take time for them to get it together, and I don't think this year that happens because they just got... Look at that schedule. They got tough opponents. Now, the Cardinals, just a better team overall. They should win. If they lose, wow. I mean, the Eagles lost last year, and the Dolphins were worse. But the Jets... Okay, so I should explain this more. Like, I think the Dolphins are last year's Cardinals. They got a decent roster, and they should be better. But because of how tough their schedule is, they won't be. With the Jets, division rivals always play harder. Hard to sweep division rivals. Which is why you split with them the very next week that you play. The Bengals, I think Joe Burrow I think he goes off a little bit. Joe Burrow, I think he's the real deal. Bengals defense, this game could go either way. Actually, I kind of want Tua to play, because that'd be kind of cool seeing Tua versus Joe Burrow, because we didn't really get to see that. Didn't Tua get hurt before that game in LSU versus Alabama? And Alabama didn't go to the championship game, so Tua versus Burrow didn't happen there either. So I kind of want to see Tua versus Burrow on their new teams. But I think even if that happens, Burrow wins. Don't think you have a chance in hell against the Chiefs. Patriots, you're going to split. Just because you always split with the Patriots. Raiders, I think this one you might be able... You'll make this close, make it uncomfortable, and you might even be able to win. But you won't. And then the Bills. You beat them once. You were lucky to beat them that time, I'm going to be honest. Because you're not going to do it a second time. So you're going to be 4-12. And to be honest, 3-13 is your floor. But your ceiling. Now this is if all really goes well. Come on. Jesus. Even the website didn't want me to click that. 8-8's your ceiling. I just don't see it. Doesn't matter who your quarterback is. You have an okay roster, and you're going up against a lot of good teams. I'm still going to say you're going 4-12, though. It's just, you're going to be one of the better bad teams. And this is going to help you get a pretty high draft pick. Maybe you go offense. Get one of the next really good wide receiver. Maybe you go defense. Improve that defensive line. Maybe secondary. This ain't your year. Next year, I think, might be a whole different story. But this year ain't your year. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you in the final 2020 NFL season prediction video.